Hey everybody, it's SochiMochi. I am finally back with another video. I feel like I just keep extending the breaks in between my posts, but I'm finally back today with another build for Adventureawaits. As you can see right now, the floor plan is coming together very quickly, and that's because I was drafting a bunch of floor plans before getting started, and this one is based off of a real floor plan that I found online. Just one that was 2 stories with a balcony that I really liked, and just decided that I wanted to bring into the sim world. So you see me try to make the shape just a little bit different, but still largely the same one that I saw on that website. Hopefully I'll either put it up now or at the end of the video. Then here you see me start to add foundation, and as you can see, this is my first time encountering this glitch with the stairs. I don't know what was going on with that, but did have a weird glitch where I couldn't change the stairs, couldn't change their color, and for some reason it just kept on trying to like delete itself. I think it has to do with the split level. But anyways, I decided to go with a really plain beige color because I could not think of any other color that I could possibly do. You know, I'm honestly sure that there was probably a lot of different colors that I could do. I just couldn't think of any. But I tried to bring back a little warmth, a little more color with the brown windows and doors, just to kind of break up the beige, really colorless outside of the house. And I'm also hoping that the interior colors help make up for the fact that it's so plain, white bread boring on the inside. But yeah, just going in, also adding some doors just to, you know, get an idea. Well, actually not get an idea, because I kind of already knew exactly what I was doing, because again, I had done a couple trial runs before coming and actually starting to build. And before I even get started on the inside, I did want to make sure that I got some landscaping in. So you see me adding a little bit of dirt and the walkways, and also adding in some of the flowers to add more color to the very boring outside. But yeah, I just wanted to add more landscaping because I had initially built this in Newcrest. I wanted to do something completely different in Newcrest. Then I realized I'm using Adventureawait. I might as well do more with the Adventureawait than to just be in Newcrest, which we can do at any time with this. So I brought it to the Gibbi world, and I used the bushes like I've been doing in my last couple of builds to create this fencing. Again, like I say every single time, it is one of the cheapest forms of like fencing that I have done thus far, and it also helps again add a little more life to the build. But yeah, and again, still adding more dirt because I don't want to make it look like it was just placed there. I actually want it to look like it was actually, you know, growing out of the soil and actually looks nice. And last at the very last second, I decided that I wanted to add more landscaping to actually make it look like this build was part of the world. So I tried to use some of the plants that I saw. I think if you like, you briefly saw I had zoomed out and you could see the landscaping that was in the world. That's what I tried to replicate here, but of course we don't have exactly the same ones without going into the live edit mode, and I did not want to type out that long cheat code to enable live edit mode objects, so I just went with the ones that were in the regular catalog. But yeah, just a lot of things going on. Of course, I come back with a build after the news was made that EA is likely going to be privately sold to a group of individuals that I do not have nice things to say about, so I will be quiet about my thoughts, my personal feelings on these individuals, and I'll just simply say that they are not people. I won't even say anything because I don't have anything nice to say about them. So it's a lot of things that are happening. I don't know what this is going to mean for me because I have largely only posted Sims 4 videos, but that may have to change because of the possibility of this sale. But right now it's really touch and go. I will see, but it's not like anybody watches these videos anyway, so it's okay. But I don't know. I think that likely I may start to incorporate other games. I'm not sure. Anywho, at this point of me yapping, I did start to add flooring, add the kitchen in, and I tried to minimize the amounts of packs that I use. Again, we're at the point where I do not want to encourage more purchasing of EA products because corporations only respond well to a hit in their pockets. So I don't want to encourage more spending, especially when we are in this current situation. That being said, I did use the flooring that are from the I forgot which pack it is, but you know what, I will put a list of all of the packs that I use because it is a very short one. Although I did use a total of 8 packs, but that's still a lot less than I usually use. And for most of them, the ones that you really need for this build are the base game and Adventureawaits. If you don't have this flooring, you could easily swap it out because that is the only item from that game pack that I used. And most of the other items that I used, it's really a really minimal amount of them. So even if you didn't have them, you could easily replace them with something else. The book nook, I mean, that's one that I use all the time now. I have a hard time not using it, and it is one of the very few kits that I do recommend. But again, don't want to encourage purchasing, but if you already were in the mindset that you wanted to buy them and you wanted to continue to purchase these, you know, DLCs, then I would recommend the book nook and of course Adventureawaits. But if you're more into the building aspect, this pack might not be for you. But very brown with a touch of well, actually only the washer and dryer are orange, the rest is really more so green. But again, added the kitchen, of course the one Dine Out bench, which was the whole reason for that little nook. And I added a little bit of clutter, which you'll see at the end for the kitchen. For the entrance, I wanted to use a really thin table, but I could not find a thin table from the packs that I had already used in this house. So I decided to go with this shelf that we got in a base game update, and figured I would pair it with another painting that we got from one of the base game updates. And again, as you'll see, this is one of the things that the new buyers are just again. So I don't know what's gonna happen, but we shall see. Here you see me trying to clutter the kitchen a little more, make it feel a little more alive, and then I jump upstairs very briefly to carry up the flooring and the wallpaper. And I think, yes, we are starting on the primary bedroom. That one, I really wanted to keep it really simple. Generally, this is a build that usually takes me significantly more time to do, but for some reason, actually, I think it was the fact that I spent more time drafting this build before actually filming that made it so that it took so little time. But I really didn't want to do anything crazy in here, so I just put a dresser. And again, like I've been saying, I have been trying to keep it very base game as much as possible. So you see me try to use, you know, more base game items or items from packs that I have already incorporated into the build. We're not going to talk about the bathroom because the bathroom is one that I'm not so proud of, and I think it just means that I need to practice creating bathrooms a little more. I just feel a little bit stunted with them. There's just, I don't know. I did do something that was a little different in this case, and that was using a tub. There's no shower in this, so your Sims are going to take a bit of time getting clean, because obviously the tubs take longer for your Sims to bathe than it does for them to shower. But you know, you guys will be okay. With that, it should be fine. It's okay as long as your Sims get clean, right? So then I briefly put a little side table upstairs by the staircase, and downstairs I did put something different in that little corner. It's like a cute little corner piece, but I decided that maybe I should make more use of the book nook bookcases. And I started to go back and work on the bathroom, but yeah, at this point I'm just kind of jumping around, adding light fixtures, not light fixtures, the oh man, what are those called, the light switches. Oh my goodness, why did I forget that? I added light switches to each area that had a light, just to kind of make it a little more realistic. And again, trying to add more clutter to the kitchen. I found this kettle that came with the game, and I felt like it would go perfectly with the little tea/hot chocolate tray that they added to Adventureawaits, so put that next to each other, so it kind of made a little sense. And I had to add the blender, of course. Now this second bedroom, this is why I call this house a flex. This second bedroom, technically this is a gym, but you could turn this into a kid's bedroom if you really wanted to. And I hope that I have also made this house sort of expendable, so that if you wanted to build a gym upstairs, you could, you know, just have more options as to ways that you can renovate this house and do a little more. I'm sure you can find ways to add more. I mean, even that little balcony, you could make that balcony smaller and do more with it. Shift the primary bedroom a bit. It's really customizable, and maybe I will play in this and try to customize it a little more, and I might come up with a brand new floor plan. So yeah, and then finally you see me going back to the bathroom, trying to add more clutter, finally getting to the balcony, adding a little couple things here and there to make it feel a little more alive. I added an easel, and I go back into the room, and I see how I shoved that side table into the wall. At that point I was just tired of trying to find a slim side table, so that's what I did. And I added the telescope. Of course you have to add a telescope, it's free, it's in the base game. Then of course here's me trying to add an outdoor dining table. This does end up changing a bit, and I do add a wooden bench outside. Honestly, my issue with the backyard and the deck is that I wasn't sure what other packs people have, and again, I'm trying to keep it so that people are playing with the packs that they have and really just stopping any purchasing for the time being. I mean, if you can avoid it, at the end of the day, you know, your opinions speak through your dollars. So again, if you want to continue purchasing, by all means, but I want to at least create things for people who don't want to purchase more DLC, to encourage the things that are happening, to still be able to enjoy the game that they already bought, and, you know, have something that they can use. So I think this is the end of the video. I likely have more builds that I drafted that I'll post. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the